With array, what is the use? With structure, how the pointers are useful. Okay, and dynamic memory allocation. So we saw pointers in detail, and also we started with file pointers. So we were studying the different types of files, then which are the different functions using which we can communicate with the file. Okay, so today we will continue the file operations. Okay, we have seen different functions. Just to revise, we go through the list of functions. Okay. So these are the different functions which we studied, their syntax, their use, and how we can use it. So we have seen certain examples also. I asked you to practice different examples. Have you done that? Please type in the comment box. Did you practice the file operations? Everyone? Yes, no, if there is any problem that you faced, just type in the chat box. Only few, yes. What about others? Shall I assume it? No. Only 4 5 students are saying yes. What about others? You have to practice immediately. I told you that you have to practice whatever concept we are learning in that lecture. Immediately practice so that that concept will be clear. Okay? So also we saw fseek ftell function in the last lecture. Okay, what is the use of fseek and ftell function and rewind function? So we saw all the functions, their purpose, etc. Okay, so we go ahead. Now there are different errors which can happen when we are using the file, and we have to take the precautionary measures. Okay, if there are any errors happening, then you have to check those errors what they are, and then only after confirmation you have to proceed. Okay, so how to handle the errors in case of file? There are several mechanisms which we will be using. So error handling, given file pointer, check if end of file is reached. So we have seen that when we are reading from the file, we have checked whether EOF is reached or not. If we are not, then we cannot move ahead. Okay, so we have to check for end of file is reached or not. Errors while handling file, problems opening file, etc. Okay, so these different types of error handlings we have to check. Opening, while opening file, whether the file is getting opened properly in required mode or not. If it is not, how to check it. Okay, so first one is to check whether we have reached end of file or not. We can check whether EOF, this macro, is reached or not, or there is also a function FEOF which will tell us whether we are at the end of the file or not. So we can use this function FEOF also to check whether we have reached to the last character or not. So if FEOF of FP, that is our file pointer FP, is reached to end, then end of the data. Like this we can use the condition, or we can also check like we have done when we are sure that we are reading single character, then that character is capital EOF or not. That also manually we can do. Okay, so this is one of the way to check whether we have reached the end of the file or not. Then there is function f error. Okay, f error function which returns a non-zero value if there is any error. Okay, so f error function, it takes the file pointer as input, returns non-zero integer if error detected, otherwise it returns 0. Okay, so if there is no error, it will return 0. Okay, and if other than non-zero value, then that non-zero value is pointing to certain particular error. Okay, then clear error is function which is used to clear the end of file and error indicators. So error indicators is the flag which tells which error it is. So error indicators, whatever temporary memory we are using for that, that will be released. Okay. So clear the end of file and error indicators for the stream to which the stream points. Okay. So all those things will be cleared regarding the error details. Those buffers or that memory which is storing the error details, that will be clear. Okay. Then if file cannot be opened, then fopen also returns a null pointer. Okay. So good practice is when you are calling fopen, directly don't start the operation. Check whether that file pointer is getting initialized properly or not. So if fp is null after fopen, if fp is null, then you have to say that file cannot be opened and return. Okay, return immediately. There is no point in continuing. If file is not getting opened, there is no point in writing the operations related to that file. Okay, so directly we will return. Fine. Like this, you have to handle the errors when you are using the file. Any doubt? Any doubt in error handling so that we can proceed?
Ma'am,
Ah.
ma'am, please explain the clear error once again.
See, what happens when you are calling this function f error? Okay, so if there is any error occurring, then that error number, etc., to point to that error, certain memory is getting utilized. Okay, there is dedicated suppose buffer which is storing that error number or details about that particular error, any memory indicator. Okay, so it is that error is indicated, or that the details about that error will be stored in the temporary memory which is allocated for that particular task. Okay, so at the end or after that error is known, or we have handled that error, we will use this clear error function which will release that memory again. Okay, so that the next error details can be stored in it. Yeah, so it is just releasing memory where the error details are stored, okay, about that particular file pointer. Fine. So after using f error function, this f error, what it tells, a non-zero value where uh, that non-zero value points to a particular error number. Okay, that particular error number indicates which error it is, why that error is. Okay, and if there is zero error, that means there is no error in your file. Right, and this is for clearing the buffer. Like we release the memory using f close. Okay, similarly, clear error will clear the memory related to errors. Okay, where the details of errors are stored. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
shall we move ahead?
Ma'am, one
Ah.
more.
Hmm.
Uh, we are going to use that f error function in a loop, na?
Mm, not in a
Or
loop
only
exactly.
once?
Yes, actually, we should know these functions. Generally, we handle the error file opening. We get to know which type of error it is. Okay, if file is not getting opened. Otherwise, if the contents are not getting added in the file or like that, you can use this f error function. If there is any error related to file. Okay, so the details about f error function can be checked, which type of error it can handle, okay, or it can point to, that we can check. Okay, so accordingly, f error can be used if we are facing any problem. Otherwise, if everything runs smoothly, there is no need of f error. Okay, so we will discuss one program and then we will go ahead. This is your actually first fourth assignment, database using file operations. Okay, so I will just go through it because we have seen all the functions. Now we can club all these functions using a program for file handling. Okay, now we can add records or display records, delete records, etc. Whatever are database related operations. Okay, which are different database related operations. If I have to maintain database, which are different database related operations we can do. कोई भी database लो. Suppose मुझे students का database maintain करना है. Which are the different operations I can do on that database?
We can search for a particular student or his roll number or
Yes.
something.
So first we have to insert the records. Okay, that means we have to create that record file. Then we can access the records. Just we can visit, go through that particular all the records. Okay, so that is display or visit every record. Then we can search a particular student using his roll number or year number, etc. in the uh, database of students. Then we can update the details of that student. Suppose mobile number change हो गया, we can update. Then we can delete the record. Okay, so if the student is leaving from the college or something like that, so we can delete that particular record also. So these are the uh, database main database operations. Okay, insert record, display record, then search, modify, and delete. These are the basic database operations which we have to carry out with any database. Okay. So using file, we can maintain the database. See, in your assignment list, there is third assignment which is also related to database operations, but that is using array of structures. Okay, we have to use array of structures to implement that assignment. And there is one more assignment related to file. Using file also, we have to maintain the database. So what is the difference in both the assignments? The first one, using array of structure, that is having temporary data, so that will not be storing the data permanently. But in case of file, the data will be stored permanently in file. Okay, so both the operations you have to implement. Now I will not discuss this in detail or a complete assignment, but we can just go through this sequential file assignment. Okay, so general database operations in our main function we can have these operations: adding student details, display, search, delete, modify. Okay, and the cases related to every operation. So in insert function is called with fp as file pointer. File pointer fp is declared. Okay, so like this. So all this: insert, display, search, delete, and modify. Okay, these are the different operations. Now we will discuss in detail these operations in the lab, but I will just tell you in insert function we have opened the file first in append mode because we have to add the record, and in which file? Student.txt. Okay, in this file I have opened this file in append mode, and I am immediately checking if there is any error in file opening. Okay, and if there is no error in file opening, then go ahead, take the details of one record, one student record. Student structure student is declared here. Okay, with name, marks, and roll number. So we have created that structure variable s, and we are using fwrite function to copy, to write that single record at a time in the file. Okay, we have seen the syntax of fwrite. So using fwrite function, we are writing that one record of student at a time in the file, and we are asking whether you want to add one more record or not. Okay? And accordingly, this loop will execute that many times. And then at the end, f close fp. Okay. So in every function, we are opening the file and closing the file, because see, the aim of opening file in every function is different. Here we want to append the data in the file. That's why we need to open the file in append mode. So we are immediately closing that file handle here. Okay, append का काम हो गया, तो we are closing that file. And in display we want the file to be opened in read mode. Okay, that's why again file pointer is initiated with in read mode, and we are again checking whether file opening is done properly or not. And we have seen this loop for reading the records in the file. So fread in the loop is used. and जब तक if read is reading the records, those records will be collected in S and details about that record will be displayed here. Okay, clear?
Ma'am,
And F close F2. Yes.
ma'am, here you have written if file pointer is equal to null, print cannot be open, and then ma'am you have directly written while. You have not used else. So ma'am, even if the file cannot be opened, it is going to go for
No,
while loop.
return function is there. Return means what? It will return to the function call directly. It's like जहाँ पे रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट होता है वहां से कंट्रोल डायरेक्टली फंक्शन कॉल के आप पे जाता है. ओके,
Okay, ma'am.
सो ऑल दिस विल नॉट बी एग्जीक्यूटेड. अगर रिटर्न एग्जीक्यूट हो गया तो ये पूरा आगे का पार्ट स्किप हो जाएगा. एंड कंट्रोल विल रिटर्न टू द कॉलिंग फंक्शन.
Yes, ma'am.
तो यहाँ पे एक्चुअली आई का नीड नहीं है, बट इफ यू वांट टू काउंट द रिकॉर्ड्स देन दिस आई कैन बी used. Okay, we can have a counter, but there is no need here because fread itself is sufficient for this. Okay, fread automatically it will point the next record after one record is done. Okay, then searching में भी display का ही logic होगा. Like this you will continue. In searching you will take a key from the user कि कौन सा record search करना है. So roll number is taken from the user and we will do the comparison. When we are reading the record, after reading record we are doing the comparison whether this is the required record or not. If yes, then display its details, otherwise go ahead. Okay, and read the next record, right, like that. Okay, and deletion में there are different deletion logic afterwards. And modify में भी searching पहले होना चाहिए. If searching is done properly, so searching will be done in the same way. So search हो गया तो we can take the new parameters for that particular record and write it. Okay, so we will discuss the logic in detail in the lab, but like this you can at least start thinking on this assignment. Yes, we have discussed all the functions. You can start thinking about this assignment. Okay, so there are first 4 or 5 programs which you can work with this much unit 1. So my suggestion is you try all these programs and we'll go ahead with the next concept. Is it clear? Database operations कैसे करने हैं हमको? Okay, so we have to write the code for all the operations: insert, display, delete, search, modify. Right? Now the next part which is remaining in this unit is the command line arguments. Okay, command line arguments. Now can you tell me what is the parameter is main? We have seen the main function and main function में हम कुछ भी parameter pass नहीं करते, isn't it? Main function को there is no parameter and it is also by default main function returns integer. Okay? By default main function returns integer. So we can have a program in which we can pass parameters to the main function. Okay? Main function क्या होता है? When we execute the program, okay, when we compile and execute the program, so execution मतलब क्या? Main function definition starts working. Okay? So main function को अगर parameters को तो where those parameters can be passed, who will pass those parameters? Can anyone think about this? If main function is having certain parameters, who will be passing those parameters? From where we will call that function? Is any idea?
The compiler.
Compiler compiles the program and we execute the program, isn't it? What we do after the compilation is successfully done, we execute the program. So when we execute the program, we are calling main function. Okay, so at that time when we are calling that function, we can pass the arguments. So I will open a program. So this concept is called as command line arguments. Okay, we know that we have certain commands. What is command? In terminal or in DOS prompt, we run certain commands for uh, creating new directory, for creating a new file, or reading from the file, etc. Isn't it? We execute certain commands like mkdir for making a new directory, like that. Okay, so we can design our own command. Okay, we can design our own command using command line arguments. So what is this concept? In this, we have to pass the arguments to main function. So C provides a mechanism to pass command line argument into the program when it begins to execute. So at the execution time, we can pass the arguments to the main function. This is called as command line arguments. Okay, that means we can pass two parameters. So exactly how many parameters we can pass? Two parameters. Okay, we can pass two parameters or arguments to the main function named argc and argv. Now what is this argc? It is argument count, and this argv matlab it is argument value. Okay, so we can specify how many arguments we have to pass and what are the values of those arguments. Okay, that we can specify. So these are the two values which we can pass to
Ma'am,
the command line argument. Yes.
ma'am, we are still on your code block screen.
Okay. Yeah, I have not really discussed a lot or shown a lot on the same slide. I'm on the same slide. So C provides mechanism to pass command line arguments into the program. Okay, when the execution starts. And which are these two arguments? ARGC and ARGV. ARGC matlab argument count and ARGV matlab argument values. Now what is the data type of this? ARGC is count, so it is integer. Okay, so ARGC it is for getting the argument count. It is equal to the number of strings to which ARGV points. So ARGV it is the type of pointers to string. It is array of pointers to string. This ARGV is array of string pointers. Clear? So we can have multiple string pointers in this ARGV, and whatever is number of those string pointers that is stored here in ARGC. Okay, this idea will be more clear when we will see the example. Okay. So when program is executed, the strings on the command line are passed to main function. They are stored in the memory and address of the first string is stored in the ARGV 0. Okay, so what is this concept? We'll go to the example. Suppose I have written a program, copy. Okay, so this is my executable file. This copy is nothing but my executable file. And these are the two inputs which I am passing. xyz.c, pqr.c. Okay, these are the two inputs which I am passing. So actually ARGC will be initialized to 3 because this copy will also be considered as a parameter, command line argument. So this is ARGV of 0, this is ARGV of 1, and this is ARGV of 2. Okay, so in ARGV, the second parameter, these actual values will be stored, these actual strings are stored. And in ARGC, the count of such strings will be stored. Okay, and ARGV is array of strings at the prompt. So ARGV of 0 is copy, ARGV of 1 may xyz.c, and ARGV of 2 may pqr.c will be stored. Okay, so कॉल कैसे करना है कमांड लाइन, दैट इज क्लियर. कमांड लाइन से आई एम, instead of just executing the simple file without parameters, now what I am doing, I am passing the parameters to it. Okay, ये तो मैंने parameters pass किए. So first parameter by default is name of the file, executable file, and other parameters can be whatever number of parameters you want afterwards. Okay, so ARGC will be decided based on that, how many parameters you are passing, and ARGV is actual value of strings. So whatever value you are passing, that will be considered as string. Okay. So we'll discuss it. We'll see the example and then ask me the doubts. Okay. So command line arguments, it can give input to C program from command line, like this. So this is our program which we are executing. Okay. And these are the parameters. So every parameter is considered as string. 10 also will be considered as string. So like this, whatever number of parameters you want, you can pass during the execution. Okay. Now, how to use these arguments? You have to write the main function in this way. Okay, with parameters. So first parameter is integer, which is argument count, and second parameter is always character pointer array. That is string array. So character pointer argv of array. Okay. So first parameter is integer, second parameter is array of string pointers. ARGC, it gives count of number of arguments including program name. So ARGC is counted, it is automatically counted by with the help of whatever strings you are passing, okay, at runtime. And ARGV defines this character pointer ARGV array, it defines an array of pointers to character or array of strings. Okay. So ARGV of 0 is always program name, and ARGV of 1 to ARGV of ARGC minus 1. Okay, so अगर मैंने 10 parameters यहाँ पे pass किया है when I'm executing, then first parameter is always program name, and I can have another 9 strings in this ARGV. So ARGV में actually 10 strings हो गए, जिसमें first string is always program name, and except this I can have 9 more strings in that. Okay, and my ARGC will be 10 in that case. Okay, so see this program example of the command line argument. There is a program main in which main is having parameter ARGC and char pointer ARGV. So here I am telling that we have to collect the command line arguments when the program is getting executed. Okay, while ARGC is greater than 0, so this is my definition, okay, of main function. While ARGC is greater than 0, print all the strings from ARGV. Okay, so first displayed will be ARGV of ARGC minus 1. Okay, and argument count will be decremented. So which element will be displayed first? अगर मैंने execute ऐसे किया program, so like this we compile in the Linux, no? GCC ARGC of C. Okay, and I'm giving the name of my name to the output file. Okay, generally क्या होता है ./a.out execute करते हैं हम. a.out में by default output जाता है. But if I want my own name of the output file, we can use this -o option. Okay, in which we can give our own file name for that output file. Okay, so ये मेरा program name है args.c, and I am giving name to the output file which is args.out, and I am executing that args.out. Okay, so executable file name I am giving, and I am passing certain parameters to it, to join, leave, 6, like this. So my ARGC, that count will be automatically initialized to 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and indices for that will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my ARGC is 5, and ARGV is having all these values. So the output of this will be whatever strings we have passed here, those will be displayed in the reverse order, because I'm displaying the last element first here, argv of argc minus 1, that is last index element I'm displaying first, and then I'm reducing argc. Okay, and next value will be displayed until argc becomes 0. So all these strings will be displayed in the reverse order. Okay, 6 पहले display हो जाएगा, leave बाद में, join then. Okay, like that. So it is getting displayed in the reverse. Any doubt here? अभी पूछो कुछ doubt है तो. And then we'll see the next exam. Is there any doubt in command line argument? So compile कैसे करना है? Using dash o, so that हमारे command का नाम अभी क्या हो गया? args.out. This is the name of our command. Okay, and with that command we are having these many parameters.
Ma'am, where is this args.out file stored?
args.out फाइल जहाँ पे हमारा a.out होता है, आउटपुट फाइल
मैम वो कहाँ पे स्टोर होता है?
कहाँ पे स्टोर होता है? जहाँ पे हमारा प्रोग्राम होता है वहीं पे स्टोर होता है वो भी. आउटपुट फाइल इज
ओके,
स्टोर्ड देयर ओनली.
अच्छा, ओके मैम.
मैम और जॉइन और लीव कहाँ से आए?
ये हमारे पैरामीटर्स है, मैंने दिए कुछ भी पैरामीटर्स नेम्स दिए मैंने, 2 जॉइन लीव 6 ऐसे कुछ भी पैरामीटर नेम्स दिए. सो argv एरे हमारा क्रिएट हो गया, उसमें ये पहला एलिमेंट गया executable file name, and then whatever I have given, those parameters will be copied as string in that argv array. Okay, and argc will be automatically initialized to 5 क्योंकि ये 5 string हो गए यहाँ पे इसलिए. Okay,
मैम
हाँ
सो वो स्ट्रिंग्स को डिवाइड करने के लिए स्पेसिस का यूज करना है.
yes.
कॉमा अगर हमने यूज किया तो वो कॉमा को भी एज अ कैरेक्टर ट्रीट करेगा.
हाँ, वो सिर्फ फिर एक ही स्ट्रिंग कंसीडर करेगा. जब तक स्पेस नहीं आता है इट विल कंसीडर द सेम. स्पेस आएगा
और
तो
अगर
अलग पैरामीटर.
स्पेस भी कंसिडर नहीं करवाना तो
नहीं, स्पेस इज कंसीडर्ड स्ट्रिंग अगर है तो स्पेस पे वो ये रह जाएगा ना, ब्रेक हो जाएगा.
ओके मैम. और मैम जब हम रन करेंगे तब हमें ऐसे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स अगर हमने पास नहीं किए तो वो बाय डिफॉल्ट क्या यूज करेगा.
बाय डिफॉल्ट वो वन ही पैरामीटर लेता है. जैसे हम एवरी टाइम एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं, द प्रोग्राम नेम इटसेल्फ इज द पैरामीटर. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई वी डोंट पास argv. ओके, बट वो छोड़ के अगर हमें कुछ चाहिए और रन टाइम पे पास करना है मेन फंक्शन को, देन वी हैव टू स्पेसिफाई द argc एंड argv. ठीक है.
ओके मैम.
सो पास नहीं किया तो ऑटोमेटिकली argv विल बी 1 and argc will be 1 and argv of 0 will be program name itself. Okay. So एक प्रोग्राम देखते हैं.
हॅलो मॅम, एक
Yes.
मॅम मी किती आर्ग्युमेंट पास करणार ते म्हणजे ते किती पण करू शकतो मॅम. कंपायलरला कसं करणार की मी संपलोय म्हणजे मला बास इतकेच आर्ग्युमेंट पाहिजे, म्हणजे डिफाईन केलेले आहेत मी पहिल्यापासून. मी किती पण म्हणजे कंपायलर कुठं कळते की बास आहे ना, फक्त इतकेच आर्ग्युमेंट पास करायचे.
एंटर केलं की त्याला कळतं ना, तो थांबतो त्याचं.
हा,
स्पेस करून करून तुम्ही एंटर करणार आणि मग
म्हणजे आपण एंटर करून आर्ग्युमेंट पास करू शकत नाही का?
येस, एंटर करून नाही
ओके
तो
मॅम.
पास.
हा,
आता I'll show you one program. Now we have seen the file program for the reading contents from the file, reading all the contents from file using fgetc and putc. Okay, so using those functions we have read all the file contents. So if I want that at runtime my file should be, I will give the file name. जो मुझे read करना है वो file name मैं program में नहीं दूंगी. Okay, it will not be static. At runtime I will decide which file to be, which file contents I want. Okay, that's why I have used here the command line arguments. Okay, यहाँ पे so logic of our program is same, reading the contents from file. So file pointer declare किया है, character declare किया, then हमने क्या किया, argc चेक किया. Now my argc should be 2 क्योंकि मुझे फाइल रीड करना है, मतलब एग्जीक्यूटेबल फाइल के साथ मुझे कौन से फाइल का नाम देना है जो मुझे रीड करनी है. Isn't it? So my argc should be 2. That will be my proper command for reading from the file. Okay, like सपोज मुझे मेरे प्रोग्राम का नाम है रीड. ओके, ये मेरा सपोज आउटपुट फाइल का नाम है रीड डॉट आउट. ये एक हो गया. एंड जो मुझे फाइल रीड करनी है सपोज abc.txt जो मुझे रीड करनी है वो मैं यहाँ पे दे रही हूँ. सो एग्जैक्टली देयर शुड बी 2 पैरामीटर्स इन माय कमांड लाइन. एक तो प्रोग्राम आउटपुट फाइल का नाम एंड दूसरा abc.txt द फाइल व्हिच आई वांट टू डू. ओके, सो argc should be 2. एंड अगर वो 2 नहीं है तो आई विल से दैट योर कमांड इज नॉट प्रॉपर. सो इनकरेक्ट नंबर ऑफ कमांड लाइन आर्गुमेंट्स इन दिस प्रोग्राम. ठीक है, ये प्रोग्राम इज दिस प्रोग्राम इज एक्सपेक्टिंग 2 कमांड लाइन आर्गुमेंट्स. एंड अगर करेक्ट है argc का वैल्यू तो यूज द argv ऑफ 1 value for opening the file. So f open argv of 1 in read mode. Okay, so whatever file name user has specified like abc.txt that will be opened in read mode. Okay, and we are checking for file opening error in this कि फाइल ओपनिंग में कुछ एरर है क्या, नहीं तो रिटर्न करो, अगर एरर है तो रिटर्न करो. ओके, एंड this part is same. While one we are reading ch is equal to fget cfp displaying that contains. Okay, so all these things are same, but we have modified here. So at runtime we are deciding which file to be opened, and that file will be opened in the read. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूट करके देखती हूँ. एक्चुअली आई हैव नॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड इन विंडोज. लिनक्स पे हम इजीली कर सकते हैं. लिनक्स में टर्मिनल पे वी कैन कंपाइल द प्रोग्राम एंड रीड यूजिंग दिस. आई विल चेक यहाँ पे कैसे एग्जीक्यूट होता है. बिल्ड कर दिया अभी कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट. लेट मी चेक, अगर हो गया तो मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ. Okay, I will check it how to run here. But वो फाइल तो compile हो गई. If you want, I can show you. The output file is created, which we can just call the command in the command prompt and it will execute. So यहाँ पे you can check program is here. तो जहाँ पे प्रोग्राम है वहाँ पे आउटपुट फाइल ये डैश ओ फाइल डॉट ओ फाइल इज क्रिएटेड. Okay, so if we want we can execute this file dot o file. बट अगर लिनक्स है किसी के पास इट इज वेरी इजी. जैसे मैंने आपको कमांड दिखाया डॉट स्लैश ए डॉट आउट जैसे होता है वैसे वी कैन क्रिएट आवर ओन आउटपुट फाइल नेम एंड यू कैन स्पेसिफाई द नेम्स ऑफ द फाइल. बिकॉज यहाँ पे सी में थोड़ा विंडोज में डिफिकल्ट है सी फाइल रन करना. बट वी कैन डिस्कस इट इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. कुछ डाउट है कमांड लाइन आर्गुमेंट में?
मैम
हाँ
अगर हमें कमांड लाइन आर्ग्यूमेंट्स यूज करने हैं तो इंट मेन में वो ब्रैकेट में आर्ग्यूमेंट लिखना पड़ेगा पैरामीटर्स.
हाँ you have to specify in argc. You can use another name also, but first parameter is always integer, okay, which stores the count of those arguments, and second parameter is always string array of string pointers. Okay, so that uh, syntax should match. Okay.
And even if I have written that in the main function, in the parameters of the main, and if I don't pass any value during the execution time, so it is okay, na?
It is okay. It will consider it that one argc will be automatically one and argv में आपके प्रोग्राम का नाम जाएगा.
Okay, ma'am.
एक और प्रोग्राम दिखाती हूँ. जस्ट मैंने आपको कॉपी कमांड लिखने के लिए बोला था. कॉपी का प्रोग्राम लिखो करके. I don't know whether you have written it or not. So for copy also we know that there is command like copying from source into destination file. Okay, so similarly using this we can do that. Okay, command line argument use करके I have now two file pointers source and destination के लिए, and now my argc should be 3 because I need now two file pointers. One should read the contents and second should be used for writing the contents. क्योंकि मुझे कॉपी करना है एक फाइल से दूसरे फाइल में कॉपी करना है. ठीक, contents. That's why there should be now three command line arguments. Which three? The executable file name, source file name, and destination file name. Okay. So I'm checking now for three arguments. First file I'm opening in read mode. So argv of 1 I'm opening in read mode, and argv of 2 I'm opening in write mode because ये argv of 1 file से मैं read कर रही हूँ and I'm copying it in second file. Okay. So suppose
Ma'am, we are on the file manager screen.
now is it visible? Is the code blocks visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is my program ARGC and ARGB I am passing, and I need a command now like copy file. Suppose this is my output file name, and I want to copy from abc.txt in pqr.txt. ये मेरे सोर्स और डेस्टिनेशन फाइल हो गए. सो abc.txt से मैं रीड कर रही हूँ एंड pqr.txt में मैं कॉपी कर रही हूँ. ठीक, तो आई एम ओपनिंग. I need now 3 command line arguments. If it is proper, the arguments are proper, go ahead. If open argv of 1 जो है ये abc.txt, that will be opened in read mode, and your pqr.txt, the second file will be opened in write mode. Okay, and अगर फाइल ओपनिंग एरर है दोनों में से किसी को भी तो रिटर्न करो. Okay, immediately return, and otherwise you have to open the first file in read mode. That's why you will see fgetc on fs, this source file. उसमें से read करो एक character and put c in the destination file. Put ch in destination file. Okay, तो ft में write कर रहे हैं, fs से read कर रहे हैं and ft में write कर रहे हैं, and we are checking for end of the like that. Okay, तो copying कर रहे हैं but with command line arguments. समझ में आया? Like this we can use command line argument. So at runtime we are deciding from which file we need to copy into which file. Okay, तो ये execution का मैं बोलती हूँ कैसे execution है. But with this we are actually done with the first unit. The contents from the first unit are over, and you can execute first 4 assignments based on this.
Ma'am, in fopen, how come we are passing argv of 1? We have to pass the file name, right?
That's what file name we are passing from here, command line. That's what our
Okay.
program is doing. No, when we are executing the file, at that time we are passing that, and that first parameter will be taken here for opening. That is also a string. Here also we need string only for file opening, isn't it?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, so I will update the PPTs on the Google Classroom, and I have shared almost all the material. Also, I have shared some books which were available with me, even if they are not specified in your syllabus, but their soft copies are there. Then material regarding pointers, etc. The PDFs which were good. Okay, I have shared all those things on the Google Classroom. You can check. The books I think I have mailed it. I have not uploaded on the Google Classroom, but I have mailed the books. Okay. So our first unit is over, and start the